What are my top 5 tips for young people? I want to share with you some of these things that actually helped me get to where I am, and also would be able to help other young people get to where they want to be. First one is, don't save money just to save money. You need to be saving money, but you need to be putting that money to work. You need it to be making you more money. So when you go to sleep or go to work, it doesn't matter. That money that you have is being leveraged and is also working for you in the background in order to create more wealth for you. So people that save money in the banks, what happens is with inflation, it devalues your dollar and over time becomes worthless. Whereas if you invest that into appreciating assets, you increase your wealth in the background while you go to work or while you're doing other things. So it's sort of working in the background, helping you create wealth. This is how I created wealth, because for me, being able to create a $4 million portfolio was making sure that I kept leveraging the money that I had and kept getting out the equity, buying more property over time, making sure I did it safely, but making sure I leveraged my money that I had so that I could create more wealth in a quicker time frame than what I would usually be able to do if I was to just save money. So that would be my first tip. Number 2 would be rent vesting. Now, a lot of young people want to go out there and live in the cities. They want to live in these really expensive areas, but they can't afford to actually live in those expensive areas. So how about we look to rent vesting, where you're going to buy houses still to invest in, but you're going to buy more affordable houses that you can buy and actually hold, and you can live where you want to live. And typically, if you live in these expensive areas, it's actually cheaper to rent the property than it is to buy the property. So it's not that you're not going to ever buy your dream home, it's just that for now you're going to be investing your money into other assets throughout Australia that are growing, so that one day you can come back and buy your dream home where you really want to live, but you're not sacrificing the lifestyle in between. So that would be tip number 2. Number 3 would be buy affordable properties. I see this a lot where too many people go all in and they buy one very expensive property, but they can't afford to hold that property and they have to sell out early and they make no money or they make a loss. Property is not a short-term game. This is a long-term investment. We need to be looking at 10 to 15 years when we're investing in real estate, because there's a lot of costs associated with getting in and getting out of the market. So you need to have a plan. What are you looking to do? Are you trying to create passive income from that property, or are you trying to create just a capital gain from that property so you could buy your own property later on? You need to have that identified in the time frames that you're going to hold the property for. But buying affordable properties means that, and with a good cash flow, means that you can hold this property through down periods, up periods, it doesn't matter. So you have a strategy in place where you know you can hold this property no matter what happens. Number 4 would be, don't get personal loans, don't get credit card debt. This is the biggest killer for being able to get into the property market, because this hurts your serviceability. If you go out there and collect a whole heap of credit card debt or personal loans like car loans, not only does it hurt your serviceability, it hurts your cash flow. So the banks won't let you get a loan because all your overall serviceability will go down, meaning you can't borrow as much. But not only that, your overall monthly cash flow is going to be damaged because you're going to be paying out all these bills to these loans where you could have been saving that money. For me, anything that's personal other than investing, if I don't have the cash for it, I don't buy it. If I don't have the money for a car, I don't buy the car. If I don't have the money to go on a holiday, don't go on a holiday. You need to be sacrificing in order to get to where you want. Now, the people that don't want to sacrifice, then they just need to be happy with not being able to buy assets or buy them at a quicker pace. So it all comes down to, what do you want in life? Do you want to have a nice, easy life? Well, maybe you should start to look to invest early so you can create that easy life throughout. Because remember, this is a 20, 30, 40-year work life that we'll have. And a lot of people have to work the whole 40 or even 50 years because they haven't set themselves up early. So set yourself up early. The last one would be, create a budget. A lot of people, they earn enough money, and it doesn't matter how much you earn, but it matters how much you keep of what you earn. So you have to be making sure that you have a diligent budget. It doesn't matter if you earn $500 a week, but if you can save $250 of it, you're doing very well. You can save 50% of your whole income. Whereas if you earn $1,000 a week and you went out and blew $1,000 every week, I would rather be the person on $500 a week that can save diligently and save $250 a week. So it all comes back down to how much can you save of what you earn. Now, a tip for me, and which is what helped me save my deposit, my first deposit, was what I did was I had 2 bank accounts, but these bank accounts were actually with 2 different banks. Now, one of them was going to be my spendings account, and that would be one that I had a card to. Now, the other one with the other bank, I had no card to it, and I direct debited each week from my weekly pay. I direct debited a certain amount, which was my savings. Now, when I went out, let's say I went out on a big night out and I wanted to spend a heap of money, once I had run out from whatever was on my card, which was my spendings account, that was it. I couldn't spend any more money. What typically happens is people have sub-accounts, so they'll have a savings account, they'll have a spendings account, but they're all with the same bank. And then they'll jump on their app, turn around, they transfer the money instantly and keep spending. Whereas if you had it at 2 different banks, you can't do that. It takes you a day or 2 to get that money back over, and then by that time you've already gone home and you haven't spent the money. And or if you do want to spend the money, you've had a day or 2 to think about it. Is this something I really need to spend on? Is this something that I really need? Or is this just something that I want? So you get more time to think about it. There's no impulse buying when you do that. These are the tips that have helped me create my $4 million portfolio. Now, I started off with $34,000. So I was an apprentice. I was on $254 a week when I very first started. It took me 4 years to save my first deposit. I saved a $34,000 deposit, bought a house, and continued then to leverage off that. Now, I couldn't have been able to build the wealth that I have without leveraging the money that I already had into assets and more assets over time. So it's all about leveraging the assets and the money that you have, putting them into assets that are going to work harder for you in the long term. Remember, real estate is not a get rich quick scheme, so don't be looking to get rich really quickly. It's not going to happen. This takes time. It's a process. Make sure you have a strategy in place, and if you need help with this, please contact us at info@ypyw.com.au, and we'll be able to answer any of your questions on there. And until next time, guys, have a great day.